before we get started with this video, I now sell merchandise. So if you're interested in buying a t-shirt or a mug, I have a link to my store in the description. I really appreciate anybody that purchases any one of my products. How y'all doing today? It's your boy Jermaine from Shovelnosehogs back with another video, and today we're going to be updating the lavender morph combinations in Western hognose snakes. So let's get started. So first we're going to talk about what a lavender is. It is a T positive albino, and it's a recessive gene, and it gives the hognose a purple color. So what I look for, I like the grape purple, but they also have some lavenders that are more of a brownish color, and then you have some that are more of a red pinkish color. And so before we get into the recessive combinations, I want to go over the two incomplete dominant genes, the Conda and the Arctic. And on the top, we have the regular Conda, and then to the right of that, we have the Super Conda, and then on the bottom, we have Arctic and Super Arctic. So let's see what these incomplete dominant genes look like in the lavender. So first we have the lavender conda and lavender super conda. The conda gene basically reduces the pattern, and then when you have two copies of it and you get the super form, it completely removes the pattern. And then we have the Arctic lavenders with conda as well. So on the left, we have the Arctic lavender, which is called the moon dust. And then in the middle, Arctic lavender conda, called the moonstruck. And then on the right hand side, we have the Arctic lavender superconda, called the moonlight. And then we can take it a step further and go over to super Arctic lavenders. On the left hand side, we have the super Arctic lavender, which is called the moonstone. In the middle, we have the super Arctic conda lavender, which is called the moonbeam. And then on the right hand side, we have super forms of both incomplete dominants, super Arctic super conda lavender, also known as the supermoon. And in my opinion, lavender works really well with super Arctic compared to a lot of the other recessives. That's just my personal opinion. And this combination holds its value very well. All right, so now let's get into combinations involving recessive genes. The first combination we're going to look at is the lavender sable, also known as the purple people eater. So you can see what the lavender sable looks like on the left. In the middle, lavender sable conda, and then on the right, lavender sable super conda. And then last year, was produced by Boss Hogs, the Arctic sable lavender. And then when we take it a step further, we have the super Arctic lavender. So on the left hand side, we have the super Arctic lavender, and then we have the super Arctic lavender conda, which was produced by Jeff Gelwood this year. Very unique looking snake right there. Very good combination. As you can see, the sable gene definitely enhances the lavender and gives you a very unique snake, especially in terms of the saddles. All right, the next one up is going to be the lavender albino, which is called a coral. As you can see, the coral, we have the coral conda, and then the coral super conda. So it's a pink snake. And then we have the Arctic versions of it, the Arctic coral, and then the Arctic coral conda. And then taking it a step further, we have the super Arctic version. So we have a picture of the super Arctic coral, and then on the right hand side, the super Arctic coral conda. All right, next up, we have the lavender axanthic. And this combination is called the mercury. So you can see we have the mercury conda, and the mercury super conda. And then here's an example of the Arctic mercury conda. Really cool combination. And from my research, I don't think it's the Arctic mercury and the Arctic mercury super conda have been produced. I was only able to find the conda version. All right, next combination is when you combine lavender and caramel. and you get this. And I'm not completely sure how to pronounce the name, but on the right hand side, you have just a regular version of it produced by Philippe. And then on the right hand side, you have the Conda version called the Pink Alchemist. So lavender caramel. Next morph combination is going to be the lavender mixed with Evans Hypo. And this is called the Purple Haze, the lavender hypo. And then on the right hand side, we have the lavender hypo conda. Not the best light quality, so you really can't tell the actual true color of that conda, but it has been produced. The next morph combination is going to be the lavender toffee belly. And here we go. We have the regular version and then we have the conda version on the right hand side. Both of these animals were produced by Cleo's Kingdom Colubrids. And then this year we have the Arctic Lavender Toffee produced by Brandon from Mellow Hogs. Next morph combination is going to be the lavender combined with pink pastel albino. And here's what that produces. So we have the lavender pink pastel. And then on the right hand side, we have a lavender pink pastel albino conda. So you can actually see an albino super conda sitting on top of it. And to my knowledge, I don't think there's an Arctic version or a super Arctic version of this combination. Next up, we have the lavender mixed with Swiss chocolate. And this is what the combination is called, or what this combination looks like. The lavender Swiss chocolate produced by Jules Toth. Next, we have a new gene that I added to these PowerPoints, the lavender mixed with the skull face. So the skull face is a dominant gene that reduces the head pattern, produced by Philippe over in Germany. So when you combine that, you get lavenders with a missing head stamp. So these are lavender skull face. You see a pile of baby hognose snakes. Some of them are just lavender, but you can tell the ones that have the skull face gene don't have a head pattern. Really cool combination. And then right here, you can see the baby on the right hand side coming out the egg is actually a lavender skull face conda. And then on the left hand side, you just have a regular skull face. Very unique morph. And so now let's finish up with the 3-gene visual combination. So we have lavender, caramel, Evans hypo, and that produces in Apache. So this was also produced by Philippe, who produced a skull face. And this is a very interesting looking hognose snake. The greens, looks like it has a missing head stamp from the caramel. Just a very unique combination. And then if we take it a step further, we have the lavender Evans hypo caramel conda. So removing most of the pattern. And it is a completely different looking snake compared to the Apache. So this is the form without conda, and this is what it looks like with conda. And caramel it's so variable. I'm pretty sure if this combination is produced again, it will have different looks. All right, next combination, we're going to have the lavender caramel albino. And this is the combination right here, produced by Prestige Corns. The lavender caramel albino. Next up, we have the lavender albino axanthic. This combination, 3-gene visual. And this is what you get right here, which is called a lavender snow. So very similar to snows, but it is a little different. So, and this is also a conda. So I actually don't think there's just a regular version of this combo. I think the only one that was produced happened to have the conda gene as well. So that is the end of this video. If you like the lavender gene, Definitely like this video, leave a comment below, and I'll be back for the next morph combo in Hognose snakes. Peace out. And I now have a Patreon account for those who want to support me even further. Here you will have access to exclusive videos, giveaways, as well as discounts. The link will be in the bottom in the description. And if you purchase Reppy links, feel free to use the discount code shovelhogs to receive 5% off of all purchases.